Look at you. You're so good. You're so beautiful. You're such a delight, a joy to the Father's heart. Brothers and sisters, may the Lord give you his peace. It is a joy to be here with you again, continuing to just walk this road, following the footsteps of Jesus. And today I want to talk to you about the question that every human heart, I believe, is asking. And the way that I really discovered this for myself was actually when I was down in Nicaragua, served as a missionary for a number of years. And while I was there, we would go every Saturday to one of the neighborhoods that was particularly poor, and we would bring food and we would just give it away to the children that were there, and often older widows or single mothers. And I remember the first time that I went, there's just a group of kids that are just running around everywhere, In the midst of this group, I noticed there was one girl, she was wearing this bright yellow dress. It was dirty, a little bit tattered. As soon as I got out of the vehicle, I saw her just turn and look at me. And then she came running towards me. And as soon as I got out into the little area where they were at, just comes up and just boom, grabbed me around my legs. And she was about at the level of my knees. So she's got her hands around my knees and she just looks up at me and she's just the cutest little eyes and beautiful smile. And she's just looking up at me and she says, "Will you hold me?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll hold you." So I pick up this young girl. She's probably 4 years old. And I'm just sitting there and she's just sitting there and she's just grabbing on. And I'd asked her her name. Her name was Michelle. And she just looks up at me again and she just says, "Do you love me?" I looked at her, I was like, "Michelle," I was like, "Yes, I love you." I was like, "I don't see how anyone could love you." Week after week, I showed up, and week after week, Michelle came running and grabbing me around the legs saying, "Will you hold me?" She would look up and she would just ask this question again, "Do you love me?" And I was thinking about this little, beautiful, adorable girl asking this question, "Do you love me?" And brothers and sisters, I actually believe that that question is the question that's in my heart and it's in your heart. This question about life, do you love me is also do you see me? Am I good? Does anyone notice me? Does anyone truly see who I am for who I am? To really look upon me with just this gaze of wonder and reverence and delight. And as I was thinking about this, just thinking this is in our heart. If this question isn't answered for us in the sense of if it's inside of me as a question and I don't really know the answer, maybe there's doubts, maybe there are voices that have said quite the opposite. Maybe life's experiences have told you the opposite, no one loves you, no one sees you, no one cares, you're alone. All of these things, they come just breaking out of us, and all of these attempts to grasp at that love that we're longing for. And this question that's there right inside of us can come out in all these disordered ways. And in some ways, you could think of all sin in a way of saying it as an attempt to answer this question apart from God. It's I'm trying to answer the question like an orphan, like someone who doesn't have a father who loves them, who doesn't have someone who looks upon them with delight. For me and my existence, for you and your existence, your life, John 3:16, you could say overquoted, but I would say it's been underestimated, the power that is present in the simple word that God so loved the world. And I think it's important to take out world, because when I hear world, I hear he loves in some sort of general and generic way. God doesn't love in the general. He doesn't love in the generic. He loves in the personal, in the particular, in the unique. And so the reality is God so loved you. God so loved you that he sent his only son into this world to give his life for you, for me. It's I needed to see love. I needed to know love. I needed to feel love. And so he sends his love in the flesh in his son, Jesus Christ, in pursuit of my heart, of your heart, to answer that question so that we won't run looking for the answer in these ways that maybe for a moment sort of calm the fears, the anxieties, the doubts that are inside of us, the pain that we bear within our hearts under the surface, maybe for a moment, but in the end, leave us just with an even greater cry of "Do you love me? Does anyone love me?" And it's wonderful to think about this because Jesus comes with the sole purpose of showing you what love looks like. That while we're sinners, while we're broken, while we're running around trying to answer these questions in our hearts on our own and choosing things that end up hurting us, this is what we talk about sin. It's not wrong because it's on a list of things you're not supposed to do. It's wrong. Sin is wrong because it actually hurts you, hurts your humanity and what we're made for. which is this authentic communion and love. And I need to know that love. In fact, I need to know it every day. I think you do too. I think all of us do. If we knew the answer to that question, meaning we knew the way that God loved us, our hearts would find rest. It was interesting with Michelle. After 3.5 months or so, she came and she did the same thing. She was like, will you hold me? She's grabbing my legs. She's looking up at me. And I'm like, yeah, I'll hold you, Michelle. And I pick her up, And at that point, I'd already known her mom and did a little home visit to their house that was nearby. And I'm looking at her and she's looking up at me. And then she just puts her head back down on my chest and she just rests. And I'm just holding her. She doesn't ask me, do you love me? Because our hearts, we need to hear it again and again, but there's actually a point at which our hearts begin to believe this. This is what the freedom of living as a child of God is, the freedom to rest in his love for you. No matter what's happened, no matter what you've done, you can rest in that love. It's absolutely, totally unconditional. And the beauty of it, right, is that the love, it just begins to transform, to heal our hearts. The question that every human heart carries within it, do you love me? Does anyone love me? Does anyone see me and know me? God answers it again and again as he continues to give his son to us. Jesus continues to come to us. And as Catholics, we have the greatest gift, I would say, in experiencing just in such a palpable, concrete way through the sacraments and particularly the Eucharist, that Jesus comes again and again and again to say to my heart again and again and again, yes, I love you. How could I not love you? Look at you. You're so good. You're so beautiful. You're such a delight, a joy to the Father's heart. That's who you and who I are in his eyes. He loves us, brothers and sisters. I was talking to a friend who I mentioned that I was doing these videos to, and she was like, well, where can I find it? And I was like, actually, I don't know, because to be honest, I make videos, but I don't have any social media, not online or whatever. So I asked the people who are doing the production on this, and they said, oh, you could ask people to subscribe or share the video. So I don't really know what that means, but hey, if that's helpful to you, if you think there's someone that maybe would benefit from plugging in, we're going to keep doing this every week on Wednesdays, and really hope that you will continue to journey together to share this road that we're on, following the footsteps of Jesus, home to the Father's house, where we're all going to get to experience for eternity the answer, the resounding answer to that question in our hearts. Do you love me? And the Lord's just going to be like the fire of his love pouring out over us in heaven, just shouting from the rooftops, yes, I love you, my beloved son, my beloved daughter. Thanks for being on the road with me. If you want to subscribe, and also if there's somebody you think that would enjoy this, share it with them. All right. God bless y'all. Peace.